Hey everybody, and welcome back to RNBHomestead. Today we're going to be planting grapes. I know it's been a while, but I want to thank you guys for coming back and joining me on this journey from container gardening to homestead. So without further ado, let's get into this video. So welcome back. Today we're planting two types of seedless grapes. Right here we have the seedless Concord grape, and here we have the seedless Lakemont grape. Now both of these you can get at your local Home Depot if you do not have cuttings from someone else of that nature. Now grapes are one of these funny plants that they're just like any other fruit. They like the warm temperature. So if you're going to direct sow these outside, I would suggest you wait until the temperature of the soil is 50 degrees and it stays that way. I'm in grow zone 7A, so our last frost date is April 15th. But if you've noticed, this weather is not cooperating with us lately. But in any case, you would plant these outside at least 4 to 6 weeks for your frost date. We're going to plant these in containers because, again, like I said before, I am in an apartment, so I have to use container growing for at this time. Now, these grapes, they like full soil, and they grow usually about this one grows about 4 to 6 feet. This one grows 4 to 8 feet. But again, if you're growing in your containers, you can control them. Now, once they start to grow, I do have trellis that I will use for them to vine around each other. But temporarily, they'll be in their pots. And hopefully, they will go ahead and give us some great, wonderful seedless grapes. There are other types of grapes, you know, your seeded grapes, your red grapes, etc. I like seedless grapes. You can use these for wines, jellies, jams, you name it. You can just eat the fruit, or you can dry them, or you can make raisins. So they have a lot of things that are useful for them to do. Now, mind you, behind me, if you can't see, I'll be doing a video later on to show you guys my progress on my plants. Like my blueberry plant, of course, it was lively. Then it got cold outside. Then it decided it wanted to revert back to being in hibernation. Now, hopefully, spring is really here in grow zone 7A, and on the 15th, hopefully the temperature at night won't get below 50 degrees. They're predicting high 40s, low 50s for the next week, and hopefully will continue. And the day temperatures are around 70, 75 degrees, which is beautiful, which helps with all the growing back here. So let's get started. Now, I've actually already gone ahead and put the dirt in my pots. My soil consists of peat moss, black cow, and a topsoil. Beautiful, wonderful plants. So as you can see, I've gotten them and I filled them in. So basically what we're going to do, first we're going to do the Concord grape. As you can see, it's going to be beautiful. I've got some little gnats here. That's why if you look around here, I have some of the yellow little things going around. Also, I have my neem oil soap. Neem oil mixed with a little bit of soap and water, and I spray on my leaves every other day. So let's go ahead and start this. So first I'm going to put on some gloves. Me and the gloves. I'm going to try these gloves, but I probably end up getting some different type of gardening gloves. Like I have this thing I don't know, it might be just me, but I have this thing that I just like to touch the dirt, but it could just be me. So take our pot here. As you can see, I filled it up, and we're going to take our little grape tree out of our box here. Now mind you, we're going to try to get as much sun as possible on these grapes because they are full sun. I like to feed my plants every 2 weeks. It says 2 to 4 weeks, but with them being in containers, I like to do it every 2 weeks. So I'm going to go in here, dig my hand in here to give me some space to plant the root down in here. Then I'm going to take the plant out. Now I like to squish it in the bag so I can get some of the soil that it was planted in off. And that's just my preference. Then we're going to set this to the side, and then we're going to make sure our little plant here is all the way down in there. And I'm going to, for my grapes, I'm going to put a little berry tone in there with them. Mix that in there. I like to do it 2 different ways. This way we're going to plant here. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and spray this soil a little. Now from my experience that I'm learning, the fruit vegetables, they don't like to be extra moist, so you don't want to damp it as much as you would when you're growing. Let me go ahead and put some more dirt in here. Where's my little cup? Okay. Over, dirt, there, set. And then I'll water it in some more. Now mind you, I'm not doing a lot of water because like I said, from my experience, I've noticed that the fruit trees and the citrus trees, they don't like to be extra wet. And it might be just the plants I have, but just going on my experience, that's what it is. So we'll go ahead, and that one now, it's in this pot. We're going to put it up over here. So we're going to set this to the side. I actually have a bag down here that I put my garbage in. Next, with this plant, we're going to do the same thing, just a little different because you can do it 2 different ways. I'm going to pull my little soil back. And put a little berry tone in here. With this just a little bit. I tell people all the time, there is like no one way to do something. There just isn't. There's like lots of ways to plant things. You just want to make sure that you give them enough light, food, water, and occasionally, not occasionally, you might want to turn on some music, sing with them, talk with them. As soon as you can get them outside, they can get that fresh breeze going on. The little gnats seem to like my kiwi plant over here. I'm gonna have to spray it with some more neem oil. But for the most part, the yellow traps have been getting most of the gnats. So I don't have a whole lot of gnats in my house. That would drive me crazy. But hopefully next week, all the plants all the trees and everything I have, they'll be going outside permanently. So again, pull this one up. This one has some deep roots on it. Has some deep roots on it. Luckily, I have hardwood floors because I'm gonna have to go ahead and vacuum that up. I'm not a fan of this soil. So let's dig deep in here where I had put the soil and make sure get our little tree in there. There's a little bit more berry tone down there. Soil out because I don't like their soil. Use my soil mixture that I have. Okay, got that in there. Go ahead. Water it in slightly. Remember I told you about the water content of these. Now we've gone ahead and we've planted our seedless grapes. Let's go ahead and make sure we tag them so we know exactly what type of trees that we have here. So I'll take my 2 little red tags here and I will, well, I thought I was gonna go ahead and put them in here. I'll put the name of the grapes on there. I'll put the dates, put them in there, and guess what? We're all done. You planted your grape trees in your container And again, once they get bigger, I will go ahead and upgrade the pot, but not too big, because again, I want to control their growth. They'll go here so they can get some direct sunlight until they can go outside on the balcony, but we're all done. I want to thank you guys for coming along and joining me for this journey. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Share the video if you like it with your friends and family so they can come over and learn some container gardening with me. Make sure you also give us a thumbs up and like the video. And until next time, see you later.